So, this is the first inter-regional match we got to our hands. It's once again a round of 16. Feels, of course, bad, man, that one of these players will be eliminated. Johnny Cage versus LawLiet. And the winner will face Colorful right after. So we have 3 regions represented. The CIS region, the Korean region, and the Chinese region. It was always a little bit of a hassle to find fair playing conditions between these regions. War3Champions has a lot of servers, of course, and we have to select between servers. So how this goes is, prior to the tournament, all the players send us a screenshot of their ping table of all 27 pings we got. And we have a big Excel sheet where Duro and I are working countless hours to find the best solution. Sometimes, in some regions, there's not one best server available, but we have the chance to alternate between the 2 servers, and that is the case. The higher seed can pick if he wants to have server choice or map choice. If you pick server choice, you can play 2 maps on your home server. If you pick map choice, you have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the map picks and bans. So we start things on the Johnny Cage favored map ping, and LawLiet coming in as the runner-up of DreamHack Sweden, DreamHack Finals, only bested by Happy in the grand final. The big tier 1 title still lacking from his achievement list. And Johnny Cage. Last time, this is a rematch from Season 8. Last time, he was bested by LawLiet at this very stage. LawLiet, a little lucky that a couple of players denied their invitation, was one of the very last to accept the offer to play in this very tournament. But of course, whenever LawLiet is in a tournament, he's a candidate for the semifinals of any tournament in the world. And will another Night Elf advance after Foggy? If LawLiet wins here, we have a Night Elf mirror against Colorful. If Johnny Cage wins, another human might make it after Chemico and the winner of Todd, Hawk, and Sock tomorrow. We're starting off once again on Autumn Leaves, our 3 maps that we got here. Whoopsie, camera screwed. The 3 maps that we got here. Autumn Leaves as the neutral playground. Concealed Hill for LawLiet, as we've seen by Foggy before against Starbuck, and Amazonia for Johnny Cage. So different map picks and bans. Oh, different scene. There we go. As we have another $5 contribution to the prize pool, getting closer to 1650. And will this be different from the Foggy Starbuck game? I would love more craziness like this, but Johnny, in the recent 4-player cups, he played a lot of random there, but here at the high stakes tournament, he's once again back to human his best race. Will he go for an expansion? Will he try to brute force it, or does he have a timing push prepared just like Starbuck before? LawLiet also playing this a little differently than Foggy did. Engine of War Creep next to the expansion. This is to me a little indicator of a 2-base play, as Johnny is moving towards the upper left. He tried that before in the Season 8 finals. There, he was destroyed trying this. This time, LawLiet seems to take it a little slower. And this is a guaranteed level 2 for both of the players. LawLiet expanding on the spot. Very, very different approach from a Foggy. So, Johnny has to decide, is this a fake out? Is this an expansion? And he keeps the peasants here on Lumber. This looks like a double 2-base play. Nice! Pendant of Energy also very nice for the Archmage of Johnny Cage, one of the most talented players that we got in the scene. Starbuck, Johnny, dice that is the new European generation. And he finds a nice timing here. LawLiet against Hawk on this very map in the Season 8 finals was one of the best maps we have seen last time. And Johnny tons and tons of damage already with the footmen that are of course disposable. As I said, he's sacrificing one peasant to kill this expansion, and LawLiet has no tech behind this. 2 footies down, but especially if Johnny Cage gets the expansion up, he can go for it relatively easy. We talked about the server choices before, and last time it was interesting to see that, especially in the play-in stage, players oftentimes lost the maps with their server advantage. So it seems to be balanced. Of course, you can adjust your playstyle to the server conditions. You play differently when the ping is 3 ms compared to when the server gives you 100 ms. This is all playable conditions, by the way. We don't force anybody to play on 250 or something. And Johnny's expansion is up. He fed the keeper quite a bit, but also good denies on the footman. So high level gameplay right away in the round of 16. Johnny also, this expansion upper left, further away than the natural, harder to push than the natural. I like that choice. The map has been updated and this camp has been made a little easier. And LawLiet, it's up to him now to turn this around. Johnny speed running to level 3, speed running to an expansion, and the items look good. Mantle, double circlet, pendant, very nice. And the keeper, not nearly as impressive as he was before. Super important deny by Johnny. That prevented level 3. And it's once again the aggression, but LawLiet seems ready. Has a wisp here for either repair or detonate. Keeper moves back. This aggression basically used as a defensive tool to make it so the keeper can't use any entangle. The keeper Treants will be dealt with by an arcane tower, who of course does additional damage. Okay, can't prevent this one. Additional damage against summons. Expo finally up. Oh, is that a surround? Close affair. Man, this game is so much closer than their Season 8. Where this was the matchup I was looking forward to the most at Season 8. And it was just a stomp. Like, LawLiet killed him. Welcome to Iowa. Another 3 gifted subs. Parallel, thank you for the 39-month. Cranker and Safford. Safford, you deserve a lot of praise for what's going on at War3Champions as a whole, mate. I'm very, very thankful for that. Johnny, in the meantime, teching. He's not that far behind in terms of creep speed. In terms of tech speed. But yeah, as I was kind of indicating before, last time Johnny Cage was rage quitting a little bit. Maybe not the greatest conditions for him there. Maybe not the best day for him. This seems to be a lot better, a lot more chill, and a lot more competitive. And I'm very much looking forward to the Tier 2, Tier 3 stages. And looking forward to the hero choice of Johnny Cage. Is it a Mountain King as well? Is he following in Starbucks footsteps, or is he going more of a Chemical play with a Blood Mage? At the moment, the army of Johnny Cage, of course, weak. No defend. He skipped that entirely. Only an Archmage level 3, but he's disrupting more creeping. And LawLiet, compared to Foggy, not going for a Panda. Double kill with Entangle at some point, you can't prevent that. But it's a Naga. In anticipation of a Blood Mage with a Demon Hunter, you can't win this. So this Naga gives Johnny Cage the choice to go for a Mountain King, but he decides to go for a Panda instead. Very interesting choice, if you ask me. As well as the instant Tier 3 almost surrounding that Naga here. Wow. Sometimes aggression is the best defense, and this is exactly what Johnny Cage is playing. Not a single second where LawLiet was able to attack the expansion or the main, and how different a matchup can look like if you put in two different players. I pointed this out during the round of 12. Footmen love to kill Moonwells. That's what they do best at this stage of the game. Fighting, not really their forte. Too weak, too slow. Melee. And yeah, this is a level 3.7 keeper, but what does it really do? More breaths, more damage, and LawLiet is running out of steam. This Panda is doing a lot at the moment, a very unconventional choice. AoE, it's kind of similar to Mountain King. Second Moonwell down, LawLiet just can't get an army up, he's constantly supply blocked. And Johnny Cage is winning this at the moment with Archmage Panda footies. Panda similar to Mountain King in a way that he can slow units with Drunken Haze, and he does AoE with Breath of Fire. The Mountain King, of course, has that in one spell, which is Clap. Slay Day, thank you very much for the sub. What a way to celebrate, indeed. But of course, the Panda has no disable until the ultimate, where he gets Cyclone. So LawLiet finally gets the Moonwells up. This, of course, is lower regen. 4 Moonwells at the same... 2 Moonwells at the same time. But tier 3 is done. Look at this production of Johnny Cage. Ultimate late game army. Very, very hard to get there usually. But once you're at tier 3 with human, it's so strong. Knights, mortars, frag shards, casters, inner fire, third hero, staffs.
A player's forces are under attack.
But of course, we shall never deny the potential of Night Elf tier 3 with orbs, master bears, staffs of course as well unlocked at tier 2, and the late edition of fairies. This is the dream scenario for Night Elf versus human. Pally up, frag shots ready. Johnny Cage at 70, little supply block at the moment. But is this fight too early? I adore the way Johnny Cage is keeping LawLiet busy. Just gorgeous, gorgeous play. Against the Moonwells especially. Couple of footmen still in. They will be eaten fast and open up supply for knights. And the Panda found Scourge Bone Chimes for knights. The best item for sure. Knights pretty much buffer units, do quite some damage as well, but the real damage coming from mortars, the real damage is coming from a Panda. Level wise, both second heroes a little behind, and Tangle focus fire on the Pally, who can't heal himself, and no staff was ready, so third hero taken out. But so are 2 bears of LawLiet, dropping down to 58. LawLiet had this insane game against Hawk where he was just holding on. That was with the Warden though. Is that working? Oh my god! Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Frag Shards. LawLiet needs all the healing in the world. The Panda has more. Way more. LawLiet has to retreat. No fairies up yet. Is Johnny Cage retreating, waiting for the reinforcements? Yes, doesn't want to put up more pressure, waiting for the Pally against this hero focus. Smart way by LawLiet to de-accelerate this game by kicking the third hero. Thank you, Guan Yu Linux, for the sub, and of course your contribution to the prize pool. More creeping. Once the Panda level 3. Dryad dancing, Korean. Oh, Tinker third! Nice to see the Breath of Fire a little too early. I don't think he gets the experience. Heal Ward placed immediately. Dryads trying to take out the mortars, but Johnny is so ready with the Zeppelin. And the Dryads are not focusing that. Mortar team falling now, but in the meantime, the Bears in the front line taking so much damage. Heal Ward, Vamp Aura, Paladin. It's an incredible amount of healing. And it feels like LawLiet can't catch up, can't keep up with the army of the human. The Tinker got 13 experience in the fight. 13. That is laughable. And Johnny feels so comfortable. What a game by Johnny freaking Cage. Taking a step back, building the third base, and then maybe even going to 100. He's banking 1,000 already, taking the fight. This Zeppelin is just genius. What can LawLiet do? A chance would be maybe hippos, or to attack them with ferries, but the Dryads can never reach. Gets another bear out. Admire the fighting spirit of LawLiet as well, staying in this. Upgrades 2-2. And even if he kicks this expansion, it takes a lot of time. It exposes his army to the damage of Johnny Cage. And the second base is still up. It's still 2 base, 2 base. As long as it's 2 base, 2 base, everything's fine. I feel like Johnny should switch to gyros to have a little bit of more damage against the ferries. But oh my god, the mortar volleys. Just insane. AoE healing is a bit lacking against the ferries. The ferries are the carries at the moment. Alongside the Tinker rockets. The Tinker saved last second, but he has to disengage. Oh, the Tinker wasn't safe. He was killed at the end. And the Expo's up. Third base up. 77 supply. 1,300 bank. And if you give Johnny Cage a little more time, he will get the Gyro army up. He's queuing them. And then he has a solution against the ferries. Unbelievable. This guy plays random for 2 months straight in tournaments. And all of a sudden, when it's W3Champions time, he comes back to his main race and owns Helm of Valor. Level 3 Pally. Town portal home. Got the entire army a little bit out of position here, especially the mortars. Oh, inviting the Dryads. The first big mistake by Johnny Cage. Maybe town portaling a little too offensive, jumping on top of it. Siege Bear still a potential to do a lot of damage here. Panda needs these holy lights, but mana is kind of rare and low. How fast can the gyros take out the ferries? Level 4. Archmage also level 4. Now the casters can do a little bit more damage. Would love to see a heal scroll. 2 bears about to fall. The rockets over and over and over again. Disrupting this, but the most important thing, Paladin falls again. Most important thing, I think, mortar teams in a safe position. Then the Dryads have no access to this game. Need to run the entire time, can't keep up with the damage. And Johnny Cage had such a big bank. Whatever he lost, he can easily replace.
A player's forces are under attack.
And if he gets 1 or 2 heal scrolls in the next fight, it's his. $18-minute mark. Gyros again, maybe a little bit useless as there's no ferries anymore. Dragon Haze, Breath of Fire, mischance on bears takes away a lot of their damage. Where are the mortars though? All getting greeted by the panda and more bears as well. Not the greatest fighting position. Johnny Cage maybe a little over committing to this. Panda low, Pally back, low mana though. Also no items. This Vamp Aura, how much damage is this Vamp Aura doing? And the bears are breaking through the front line. Is LawLiet seriously turning this game around after suffering for pretty much 18 minutes? No, I think Johnny just needs to reposition, needs to heal up, needs to recharge. And then this might be his. But not having access to a shop, with LawLiet taking advantage of the upper left-hand side shop. Wonderful counterplay. Panda, low, Pally, staffed. But the Knights, they're not getting the healing. And that's the big advantage of Night Elf late game. Oh my god. Game on a knife's edge. Bears, safe to the side. Mortar shots, hitting the Dryads hard. Archmage in trouble, and Tangle kills the first hero. Full commitment to the hero, and now the backline is wide open. Panda has to carry, but what do you do? What do you do? The big bank seems to be vanished a little bit. Focus fire on the Panda. Where is the Pally? Not ready to save. Zap and rockets. Too much for Johnny Cage. What a comeback. Identifying the lack of healing against AoE, especially if you have the longevity of an army, as you have with Night Elf, Moonwells, Redo, if you use it well. And all of a sudden, level 6 close. Oh no. Main base about to expire. And the third base is broken. Come back, King LawLiet! As he did against Hawk at DreamHack, Johnny Cage suffers at his hands as well. 1300 bank now for the Korean. 2 mispositionings for Johnny Cage. First, the town portal too aggressively here. And then the fighting position a little bit too ambitious here. But LawLiet unable to break this. And the main base of the Night Elf is gone. 3,500 gold left. And then LawLiet has to move the tree over. This ain't over yet. Overtime on map 1. Johnny Cage needs heal scrolls. Desperately. There's always heal scrolls on LawLiet. 2 this time. Tinker Rockets level 2. Not only are they great disablers and disruptors, they slowly start to do damage. Treants can be dealt with an arcane, but how do you deal with a bear? That Tinker edition was wonderful. Mithril weapons. That is, of course, even more damage returned from the Vampire that the Panda is still carrying. Smart play to slow Johnny Cage down. The gyro still uses supply as LawLiet has completely abandoned Fairy Dragons. Next up, Wisps are coming in for the detonate against the Priest, of course. Can they connect? Not really. At least soaked up 1 breath of fire. How does this fight look if he keeps the Pally safe? He can then spam Holy Light, and he absolutely needs to spam Holy Light. The AoE is incredible. The bears are suffering a little more this time. This fighting position, is this the key? The bear is still disrupting the expansion as it seems. No chimeras yet. Expo bottom right for LawLiet. Plenty of kills on the menu. Keeps this expo up a little longer. Tree of Eternity walked over. Pendant of Energy on the ground. Lol. I would love to see some breakers to just steal Roar and Reju. Imagine Roar on the Inner Fire Vamp Aura Knights. Would also love to see Blizzard Would also love to see heal scrolls, but Johnny Cage, you can't have it all. High upkeep now. Another bear sent to the north. Oh, Naga. Forced into a town portal to the expansion. Repositioning. Might not be the best one. But very defensively. Here's the difference between LawLiet's TP and Johnny Cage's TP earlier. Nothing's really exposed. Except the bears, of course. That's what they're supposed to do. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, misses everywhere. And the Dryads once again get a connection to the mortar teams. That's not supposed to happen. He's kind of throwing his backline away in casters, in mortars. You, of course, want to reach somehow at some point. Bears out of the fight. Heroes face tanking now. Autumn Leaves delivers today. Oh, what?
The town is under siege.
Trying to get a bit more surface area on the tree. Tinker in a little bit of trouble. Panda would love to have level 5. Oh, imagine the damage. Where are the gyros? He needs them. Tranquility! And we don't have a disable against this. The healing is absurd. And he's face tanking the healing. Is that the right call? I doubt it. Ferry taken out. He wants his level 5. Gets it. Oh no. The retreat disrupted by rockets. This is what the Tinker does best. Long range disable. Pally! Oh no! The Archmage staff wasn't ready, wasn't used. GG. LawLiet with an insane comeback. An insane comeback on Autumn Leaves. These guys, whenever they go to war, they really go to war. What a sick game one. Can't believe what I just saw. Oh, this tournament is already the best of the year. And again, this was Russia Central. This was LawLiet server. The ping difference, not excruciating. It's 40 ping between them. 60 on your home server, 100 on your away server. But man, if you're Johnny Cage, do you regret the Pally choice? Would an Alchemist have been better? Against Tinker? I don't know. Against double AoE? Maybe. The positioning and the timings of LawLiet to force Johnny Cage to stay defensive, to not move out on the map, steal heal scrolls where Johnny Cage has access, and never allow Johnny Cage to go to the bottom shop because he simply didn't have the time. Gorgeous. Gorgeous Warcraft. And we are at $1,624. Thanks to the contribution of Dahaha, our French caster colleague. And nice little tweet by Orkwolf, giving us some insight on the Chinese scene. Quote, Infi is casting Johnny Cage in the War3Champions season final, and he says he's the closest player to TH when TH was younger. That is quite a praise. That is quite a praise. Wow. Incredible show. From the two of them. Maybe they need some rest. I'm not too sure. And it really, like, so much came down to Johnny Cage not being able to go to a shop. No Tome of Retraining. Possible for Blizzard, which of course can be disrupted, but you know, you need to choose the targets for the rockets. No heal scrolls, no invo potion, resulting in the fact that the heroes died constantly. No blood mage. Yeah, what? Oh, I got some lags. Okay, hopefully this fixes itself in a bit. Round 2, ding ding ding. Johnny Cage with an incredible performance, but it wasn't enough to break the vice champion of DreamHack, to break this guy. Whew, brothers. We're back on Amazonia, a map that I thought we would abandon, but nope, that is not the case. Johnny Cage's pick is a free level 2 on a Keeper of the Grove, but LawLiet is not going for the Keeper of the Grove. He is going for a Warden on AZ. Rough to make it work. Level 2, easy. Level 3, quite a challenge. But is there ever a challenge when it comes to creeping for LawLiet? I really don't think so. Okay, I just want more. Serieux, thank you for the 10-month resub. Don't try to pronounce my nick. Just thanks for your work and dedication. Hey, I think this was good. Serhai Seriyuvu. Okay, maybe it was horrible, but I still tried. Warden, not denying anything. Close to level 2. Ancient, under pressure. On the opposite side, we have an Archmage, lightning shielding the rogues as well. A map, as I said, that we don't see too much anymore. Has been rotated out of most competitive map pools, but here we have a map pool of 11 maps, and we might see something that we don't see too often. For example, Amazonia, for example, Turtle Rock, for example, Shattered Exile. Drunken Panda, thank you for the sub. So Warden Harass. And he got the Shadow Priest. Nice little trick for LawLiet. I feel this is, oh no, Fenner Knives, he sees the opening. Oh, that's brutal. During the creep, this could hit the entire army, but it feels like Johnny is not really ready for this. LawLiet waiting for nighttime to not get attacked by militia anymore. Oh, this is pure damage done. While creeping. This of course means that everything at the possible expo is uncontested. No creep stolen, instant level 3. LawLiet is falling behind when it comes to levels, but Archer, Merc, Ancient move on. There's another fan. 4 max targets, of course. Oh, waiting for better openings. So we basically continue what we did in the early game of map 1. Attack Night Elf bases. One after the next. Go for the Moon Worlds. And that is, yeah, usually when you go for these units, we say, oh, he's keeping him supply blocked or anything. Here with the Warden, it definitely limits the Warden's potential to go for this harass constantly, because that is, of course, mana you don't get. But there's more. There's so much more. So many corpses already. He basically got level 3 from one of the camps here, as well as peasants. But that is the second Moonwell down. And LawLiet is blocked. And very, very limited. Moon Juice empty. This was the most damage that LawLiet could have done. But it did so much damage that Johnny Cage is abandoning his expansion. And he calls for the boys. Let's go. Tower pushing against the level 3 Warden. Very hurt. Shredder for LawLiet. But can this Warden survive? He has no Moon Juice left. He can't heal. He can't regen mana. And the Ancient of War, where is that guy? Was it destroyed already? So good to not stubbornly go for the game plan you originally had, but go for the base race. LawLiet waiting for the Moonwell, but that is the only one. He can't go for a second hero. Has to wait for this Moonwell. No damage done. Altar down. No second hero from there. Must be from the tavern. And towers are coming.
A player's forces are under attack.
This feud between the two, LawLiet and Johnny Cage, might be my favorite encounter in nowadays Warcraft at the moment. If he takes out the Shredder, this might just be game. This is such a big commitment. This is so many resources. But he's focusing on the Warden at the moment, and maybe reasonably so. Johnny Cage with a Shredder of his own! And a beautiful block. Oh my god, how many great plays is this guy doing in just 10 seconds? Would love to see one Arcane to just have a Sanctuary with a Warden really don't want to engage into. If people are tuning in, they must be like, what the hell is happening here? So, thank you for the sub. LawLiet has to play this so defensively. So careful. Oh, Archmage melts the steel of the Shredder. LawLiet calls for the GG. Johnny Cage ties up the series in an impressive fashion. Finding a way to safely creep to level 3. LawLiet maybe doing the wrong decision by engaging into the base instead of harassing the creep. Maybe the wrong decision is to go for the Warden immediately, but Johnny Cage realizing this, too much damage on the base, can't afford an expansion, let's switch gears, go full steam ahead, I wreck your Moonwells, I wreck the potential of the Warden, you can't produce anything, you can't use your spells if you don't have Moon Juice, and I just kill. And again, LawLiet had the server advantage on map 2, lost the map. Johnny Cage had the server advantage on map 1, lost the map. Really nice adaptation. And we go full distance. Beauty. What a different game compared to the first one, where we go all the way to tier 3. To the ultimate spells, to the ultimate army composition. And here, hey, I see an opening there. Let's go. I don't sleep. I just tuned in when you said, imagine somebody tuning in. My exact thoughts. Johnny Cage takes a little bit of a break. Smart decision to go for the push. Johnny Cage so underrated. know. Is he? I think everybody is singing his praise, isn't he? Deciding time. We either eliminate the biggest European or youngest European talent in Johnny Cage, or we eliminate the NEX or the next winter finalist and the DreamHack Sweden finalist. That's the stakes we got here at the War3Champions finals. Winner faces Colorful next. Oh. Looks like we have a bit of an issue. I need to regame. Okay. Are you enjoying the season finals so far, everybody? Shout out to Bisha, who's our admin today, or for the first set of today. Flawless execution this far. Don't know if Slash was in, but at the very least he can restream. Once again, if you want to raise this number right there, you can do that. Exclamation mark W3C Finals or W3CFinals.backtowarcraft.com. There's a direct contribute button, or you buy one of these glorious War3Champions season profile pictures. And now we're ready to go to decide this. It feels so bad to eliminate one of the players, but we gotta. There can only be one. LawLiet or Johnny Cage. LawLiet bottom left hand side on Concealed Hill. His map. We start on neutral ground and then it's loser's choice. Johnny Cage. Will he suffer the same as Starbuck did against Foggy? Or does he find a solution? Does he have an answer to this? Archmage Keeper, going back to the norm. I would love to extend the finals to more days. But 5 days already a commitment, as we can never guarantee a prize pool. Could be 7,500 like last time. Could just be stuck here at 1,624. And then maybe there's no real leverage. You never know. But we expanded from 3 days to 5. I think this is already better than before. But if you have ideas on how to do it properly without demanding too much time from the players, then feel free to reach out. Both players would deserve it so much to advance into the round of 12 against Colorful. Claws of Attack, great start for Johnny. Gloves of Haste for the Keeper and a Huntress Hall as well. A little bit of a different approach than Foggy, as he's going for null into turtles and then play aggressively. When LawLiet was when Foggy was positioning himself here already, not even waiting for the confirmation. And that's exactly what Johnny Cage is scouting for, or was scouting for, with the footman right there. Nice detonate. And it is level 2. And Johnny is trying to brute force this expo. So rough. But he has a little bit more time than Starbuck had in our initial game. Assassins gone, no more poison. Keeper is coming, slowly but steady. Detonate! Did he get that experience? I think he did. Water Elemental's gone. This is what constantly happens. And now... Whoa, close! Archmage gets it. Most important move. Double Claw! Plus 15! But how many workers will survive? So every single save here is so important for Johnny Cage. LawLiet is running out of steam a little bit. There's no mana no more. But the Huntress, maybe the savior with the bouncing glaives. 1, 2. Can he get the 3? He definitely does. But no level 3.
Under siege.
And an AP for the push. This could turn out to be a great distraction and great pressure. He can't really attack too much, but once he's opening up that base, that's tricky. He's trying to expo, but LawLiet has a plan B. Plus tech. This is just supposed to buy time. Oh, look at this sneak attack. He's just eating through the forest. And then obviously the hunts can follow.
A town is under siege.
And this has to force a reaction. And that has to force Johnny to go to the right hand side, and that enables LawLiet to go for this expansion once again. The Russian in a rough spot. Attacks everywhere, trees everywhere, damage everywhere. And a counter expansion.
A town is under siege.
1 kill, 2 kills. Johnny Cage again. Guard Tower over Arcane. Interesting choice. Against Huntress, probably a good choice. Wolfkin, thank you for the 613 sub.
A player's forces are under attack. A town is under siege.
And now he sees the AP. But I think he also has the time to kill it at the moment. LawLiet on the opposite side of the map, waiting for his expansion. Just doesn't want to take too much damage, but 4 footmen definitely capable of killing it, as there's no Nature's Blessing. Expo is running.
A town is under siege.
And that is the kill. But Panda says hello to the footman, says goodbye to the footman.
A player's forces are under attack.
And are these too many losses? Is it too many footmen? Johnny Cage needs another insane hold. He basically has nothing. He has towers where he can hide behind. This Archmage needs to be the carry. Can't allow to lose the altar. Oftentimes a disposable building. But not here. Need the Blood Mage. Oh, but he's gonna lose it. Okay. Rebuilding it immediately, and I think in the shadow of the tower, there's no way for LawLiet to attack it there. But again, smart play from the Korean. Doing tons of damage to Reckless Expansion to buy time for the tech that was delayed due to the Huntress build. And again the question, do you have to veto Terraner's stand? Do you have to play concealed? Oh, Panda! Denied. Only level 1. He's coming back quickly. And he might... Oh, nice pair of boots. Save the town portal. And Johnny Cage's hold is pretty incredible. How many humans would have just died there? Almost everyone. So many challenges across the map, all responded to in a very nice fashion. So once again, no Demon Hunter. And a Panda might be counterable with a Blood Mage. But it is a Mountain King. Wow.
A player's forces are under attack.
3 MKs against Night Elf. Is that a trend I missed? Oh, seems to be some spikes. Kinda weird. The Stormbolt was already in the air, but the town portal. Conditions seem to be a little worse than how it was in game 1 on this server. But yeah, you see, LawLiet is going for more macro plays, not more like not really going for the direct fights. Johnny Cage is switching things up immediately, seeing this Panda, going for rifle casters, heavier on tier 2 this time, muscling up a tier 2 attack with his power spike he got. Now we got a two-base play. Oh, my friends, we're in for a treat once again. Starbuck lost so many rifles. I think the strategy can work. It's a lot of unarmored units. Rifles are amazing. Starbuck lost so many of them, and that got rid of his power spike, flattened that spike to pretty much nothing. But here, 3 rifles out, 4 rifles out. Breakers to steal possible retooth. And already a heal scroll. Not making the same mistake he did on Autumn Leaves. And bears are coming. So obviously Richu is there. $70 supply, no mortars. Do you need mortars? LawLiet is a little bit limited in his movement. Only staffs, no TP, gotta be careful. And he is playing this carefully.
Forces are under attack.
Getting more and more good solution against the bears. Takes the roar away, put it on the rifles, take the reju away, put it on your frontliners. Get the clap to slow things down and do AoE damage. Mountain Giants. Ooh. Very, very low on bears, basically using them as a support-ish unit. And the real deal is MGs, because nothing does great damage against them. If you're able to ignore them, that's great for you. At some point you can't. Nobody has a big bank, everybody is spending everything he earns. On the dot, level 3. Heal scroll, mana potion, next heal scroll. 4-3 heroes. Johnny Cage going for the push. Control magic coming. More damage on the rifles. LawLiet, are you ready? You need to be. Upgrades are done. At least the big one for the Mountain Giant. Focusing on the bears. Breakers in a good position. Panda and Mountain King duking it out. Hero focus immediately. Requires the first staff. Clap hits, of course, everything. And now the kiting game starts. Slow retreat. Focus. Slow retreat. Focus. That's the game. Oh, Drunken Haze Breath of Fire hits big, but he has a solution with that heal scroll. He has another one. Breakers falling, but bears also not in the greatest spot anymore. 2 seconds till the next staff. That saves the bear, of course. And X-Panda with a Stormbolt hit. Mana potion was passed. Level 4 now. Can he kill it? Does he want to invest another Stormbolt? He definitely wants, but the staff so quick. Anticipating this already. Maybe even trying to dodge that bolt on point blank. And now we got ferries. And now we got MGs. And how do you deal with it? So much attention also to this ancient. Bare knuckle box fight right at the tavern. Finally that distraction will be gone in a bit. And all I see in the front row is 2 MGs. Are the bears healing? Not really. Mountain King though dead in a taunt trap, getting entangled as well. And that is of course the retreat for Johnny Cage. He never teched to tier 3 behind it. He never attacked the expansion, which might have been the better solution. Huge buyback. And in Twitch chat we see the old saying, MG equals GG. Is it still true in 2022? The first War3Champions finals in 2022. Massive supply lead by LawLiet. With the red spot, of course. And here on Concealed, why not go for the Giants if you can heal them at the fountain? Bone Chimes! Bone Chimes for LawLiet! Oh no!
Players' forces are under attack.
Nighty Tour, thank you for the Prime sub. On even supply, but with a tech disadvantage and lower level heroes. How do you win, Johnny? You need extraordinary plays. And you're capable of creating them. We saw that on Autumn Leaves.
A player's forces are under attack.
And now it's LawLiet with the 2 heal scrolls against the clap. Johnny Cage is the same. So many breakers. But they barely do any damage. He needs damage. And that's what the castle tech is for. Double racks. And then what? Full HP, full green army. Panda about to have 400 mana soon. Level 2 Stormbolt. Better weapon for hero focus if you want to go that far. That tier 3 did not pay off yet though. Tome of Retraining Blizzard. This is the shop access that was missing on Autumn Leaves.
is under siege.
AoE damage from Archmage. No Tinker this time. A very different game. So, is it a base race once again, just like in Foggy vs Starbuck? It is clobbering time. Grab the sticks and hammer away. At the same time, oh, game of chicken here. Archmage portaling. Nothing lost really. Both are banking hard. And this might favor Johnny Cage a little bit, because he still gets the tier 3 advantages. Knights, very, very good against Mountain Giants. Thundering Blades, extra damage. Inner Fire. Third attack upgrades, staffs. Is this doable? Resistance skin against the slow, not bad. Invis Mountain King might be a surprise factor. Another Storm Brewing. 2 heal scrolls each side. Mana potion on the Mountain King. No mana items on the Night Elf. Wow. Instant scout by Johnny Cage. The Watch Award, by the way, amazing. Reveals the MK. Blacksmith gone. That means you can't go for knights anymore, right? Clap against 3 bears, not bad. Siege units are, of course, the Mountain Giants. This is the big fight. Fairy Dragons again in the middle of it all. And you can't focus them at the moment. You need the damage in the front line. Going for the Mountain King heavily. Clap as well. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Blizzard rocking through. MK safe. He has that big Invo Potion. Needs it soon against the Entangle. Bears suffering hard. But the Mana Potion was already committed. Heal Scroll as well. Only one on both sides. Panda in trouble. Bears in trouble. Would love to have another clap here. Knights almost out of the fight. It's time for another heal scroll soon. There it is. The value is just insane. The Fairy continued to wreak havoc. Now the rifle takes care of it. And who breaks through this? Who can do it? Who can make it into the round of 12 against Colorful? He portals out. Archmage safe. Johnny Cage hold, but big losses. And that third base is slowly but steady coming up. Needs this blacksmith back. And needs healing. Both need healing. Burn through the heal scrolls. Burn through the invulns. And it's Blood Mage time. Soak away the mana on the Panda. Try to get a Flame Strike going. This is still new power spikes for Johnny Cage, but he still has no mortar teams. No siege damage. Rather heavy on casters. The Stalemate Breaker. The high ground on Concealed, it comes into play now. 3,600 against 6,100. LawLiet gold advantage. It's up to Johnny Cage to turn this around. And he needs to deal with the fairies quicker. High ground for the Korean. MK, Inner Fire, all the fairies in the middle of it all. He just doesn't have the rifles anymore. It's maybe 2 or 3. Blizzard, of course, can be countered by Entangle. Not going for it this time. Maybe a little bit of a misclick. Knight, like, oh, denied. How was that denied? Sick. And the Siphon, level 1. Do you need this Blood Mage earlier? Is it rather Mountain King third? It's so much damage by LawLiet. Just the Panda. It's the Panda show. MK in trouble. Little bit of invul. 4 fairies! And he realizes there's no solution to these fairies. There's no answer to the fairies. But he stopped. Oh no, the front line. Where is he? He stopped the healing, but of course you want the healing, and that's level 5. You think you saw a lot of damage already? Welcome to the Night Elf weapon of mass destruction. That was an overcommitment. Against 100 supply. He felt forced to do something, but the position was bad. The answer wasn't there. And now it's 2 base versus 1 base. And the 2 bases last longer than the 1 base. I think MK2 is a wrong development. Isn't it? Also no mortars. I mean, he has invested so much into casters. It's really rough. But man. Johnny Cage, give him a different part of the bracket. And he's round of 12 for sure. A little unfortunate that he's once again facing LawLiet. The fairies are back. And the fairies are sick AoE damage dealers. LawLiet playing with fire here. Stabs out the keeper. That is a the heal scroll. And he's trying to surround the panda. Is there a way out for the panda? Can he kill him? That's huge damage. That's huge XP if he can kill him. Taunt might disrupt the surround. Needs to hold position. But I think the surround isn't close anymore. The Storm Ball Keeper. And Johnny leaves the game with a GG. Didn't work. Didn't work. The keeper was back with the staff. Would have saved the panda. He sees it. A little anticlimactic, but GG. LawLiet advances with a 2-1. Wow, what a series. Silver Star series, I would say. Not as crazy single game wise as Starbuck versus Foggy, but a series as a whole delivered big time. Just a wonderful series. Seems like the ultimate solution for Human vs. Night Elf wasn't there. LawLiet winning, or everybody winning games on the away server. There's no perfect solution to Night Elf late game. On Autumn Leaves, Shop Control was missing. On Concealed, it's just really, really rough to break Mountain Giants. And Concealed is a great Night Elf map. But there was no answer to the fairies. LawLiet building a great amount of fairies that dealt with the casters way too much. He was very heavy on casters, and then this was the answer. Going for gyros this time was impossible because there was no workshop and it takes too long to build and then build a nice number. And there was a panda, of course, who just burned them. Rifles, maybe undercommitting on rifles, but hey, it was this close. It was this close. Johnny Cage shows again that he is one of Europe's absolute greatest. That round of 12 elimination doesn't do him any justice. But we get a Night Elf mirror, everybody. Next match is LawLiet versus Colorful. And that is the last series of... the last one-on-one series of the day. The vice champion of DreamHack, he survives. And he's challenging the WGL summer champion now. As we get a €5 donation by Carl Tim. Solo casting all weekend. You're my hero. Trying. Maybe we can get someone for tomorrow. I think Johnny Cage had a bigger chance on Autumn Leaves than he had on Concealed. But man, big up for the performance of the two. Hella impressive. And hella entertaining. So once again, you guys can contribute, and once again, you guys contribute to the prize pool of the W3Champions season finals. Thank you to Yogu for the $7. Thank you Funk Daddy for the $5. Back to Warcraft and W3Champions a bay. Drunken Panda contributing here, and Dahaha. We're getting closer and closer to the 2,000. That would be a nice sign for the players that it's all worth it. $2,000 ready for the winners. Happy is back. Foggy is defending the title. We have X-Lord back in the race as well. These finals, they're gonna be quite something. Chemico is waiting, of course, there as well. And We celebrate War3 Champions, and to make War3 Champions even better, you can contribute. If you're able to code or if you can do promo for them, hit them up. They need volunteers to do moderation. That is super important. Keep the server clean. Get rid of the flamers. Swing the hammer. If you want to be part of the mod team, if you want to gain some power, insurgent power, hit them up. If you can code, as I said, JavaScript, .NET developers, jQuery very much appreciated. Also Rust for the server structure. Or if you feel, okay, my skills are not listed, but maybe I do have something in my toolkit that the developers might be able to use, just hit them up. Safit, he's in chat right now. He's 24/7 on the War3 Champions Discord. Just hit him up, or Floss. This is a community server. The community does it all. So many people have contributed so much of their free time to get the server into the state that it is right now. And maybe it's time for the new guard, for the new developers to read into the code and bring us some new features. The War3 Champions team has said they are working hard, very, very hard on automated tournaments as much as real life allows it. Maybe you can help with that already, or, you know, some quality of life fixes that you would like to see. Just do it yourself. It is, the code is, I think, available to the public, but I'm not a coder. I have no idea how this works. So if you're interested in that, hit up Safit. And if you want to help with designing, if you're better with Photoshop than with, I don't know what the tool is that you code, than WordPad or something. I code with WordPad. I do my Hello World with WordPad. Hit them up as well. Everybody who can do fantastic decor like this, like Riptide or Kenshin, the two designers behind War3 Champions, hit them up. And if you think, okay, they didn't mention yet what I might be able to contribute, but I have some time and I want to help them, volunteers. Voluntary work, put some pressure off of the existing team, helps the server, improves the server. If you're good at Twitter, if you have time, hit them up. And if you think, okay, my time is rather limited, but I'm a millionaire, I'm like Reza, man, then go to the W3C page to help fund their servers. As you can see here on the right hand side, W3Champions.com on the right hand side. All you need to know, how to reach out to them via Discord. That's the link right there. Twitter, also very much appreciated if you follow and support. And yeah, for the financial support, Patreon #1, PayPal, very good. All the cryptos, it's going down anyway. Don't suffer anymore with that crypto nonsense. Just send it to War3 Champions. They will know what to do with it. And if you're watching from China, the Chinese servers are very, very, very expensive. But of course, we want the infis, the THs, the lins, the flies on our server. So if you want to help out, you can do that via Alipay or WeChat. And I guess I covered quite a bit. For now, we have one-on-one left. That is LawLiet versus Colorful. And I sent you guys into a little bit of a break. And in that break, you go to War3Champions.com, you join that Discord server, and you tell this wonderful team that is also watching how amazing they are, how grateful you are that we have a platform like War3 Champions. Tell them that you love the servers, that you love to be able to play against the Asians, the Americans, the Oceania region, the South Americans, and that the free time that this developer team is putting into this platform is not for the negative is not only for the negative Nancy's, but the silent majority is not silent this weekend and next weekend. This is our task. This is your task. Get up from the couch, you lazy fool, and do your task. Send a little love to the War3 Champions team. We're back after a little break with the decider in the upper part of the bracket and LawLiet versus Colorful.